Ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, welcome to Darlington Raceway. It's the track too tough to tame. We're live for round race 15 of the Overdrive Cup Series season, and tonight it's 157 laps around this worn-out, egg-shaped mile and a third, where the wall is always hungry and the tires never last. It's Gen 6 NASCAR tonight. High horsepower, low downforce, and absolutely unforgiving around the groove. 60% fuel. And speaking of those tires, there's only 4 sets available. It's all speed, it's all competition, and it's all strategy. Whether it's going to be short run, long run, the crew chiefs, aka the driver, is going to be sweating bullets, as well as not only in the car, but as well as in the virtual pit box tonight. Welcome into Sam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and we're live here coming at you, taking a look at some point standings. We are now within the chase, and Angel Delgado, I mean, he is not only our race winner last year from last season after 3 overtime finishes, or attempts at finishes. Angel Delgado finished the race as the leader. He was fastest in practice, and oh, that's right, Angel slapped it on the pole in qualifying, trying to make it all happen in the number 90 Ford Mustang. Nicholas Road, who sits P2 in the point standings. Ryan Kilbashian, Colin Grace, Michael Durham, Brian Reyes gains 3 positions since Martinsville last week. Trenton Johns, Travis Farmer, Michael Ponder Jr., and Mike Chapman. That's who round up the top 10 in the point standings. As we cut live to virtual trackside action here tonight, thanks each and every single one of you who are top 10 down there live in all live YouTube chat. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Appreciate the Overdrive Cup Series, the drivers who are about to put on a show for us all, as well as those sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of the screen. We'll take a look at those starting standings here tonight. So I mentioned it, Delgado, he's going to be, if there were odds on him, probably minus 500 you could just about put on that number 90. He's been lights out throughout the season. He's leading us in the point standings as well. Delgado put down a 28.148 to slap it up on the pole. Nicholas Road, he sits P2. Ryan Kilbashian, how about that? He'll put it P3. That's where he sits in the point standings. Michael Durham Jr., he was fast in practice. Keep your eye on the 0-1 here tonight out of MTL Motorsports. Brian Reyes, Trenton Johns, Mike Chapman, Travis Farmer, Virgil Perryman, Logan Perryman. Ooh, boy. That 5th row is going to be fun to watch between the 2 Perrymans right there. Michael Ponder and Daniel Selway Jr. up in race control right beside us. That's another driver, or not even more than a driver. He is a league owner. He's race control. Daniel Selway Jr. He also does some paints down there within the iRacing universe if you're looking for any of that as well. All right, we got a quick pace lap here before we get drivers stacked and racked and ready for 157 laps of racing here around Darlington. Real quick, if we take a look at our weather, that's also going to be a pretty big factor within our 4 sets of tires available. We're sitting at about a 6-7% humidity points there. I still don't get it, but temperature is a little bit higher, ranging at the 75 Fahrenheit degrees range. Anybody across the pond, that's about 24 degrees Celsius. Party cloudly conditions tonight, but that's not going to matter as we are already under the lights. We're going to work with more grip than what we're used to here from the Darlington Raceway, but it's still going to be all about speed. It's going to be all about strategy. Who gets it done from Darlington Raceway here tonight? Well, you're just going to have to stick around and find out. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Make sure you get up, stand up for your life, and come on now. Don't you ever give up the fight, because we are once again green flag racing in the Overdrive Gen 6 Cup Series season. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nicholas Road gets wobbly, wiggly up there in that outside line. Keep your eye on that on these later race restarts there, as the outside line really did not just get moving and grooving earlier on. It's Delgado to the points early. Kilbashi and P2 and that ally pink and purple number 10. Nicholas Road and Brian Reyes, who run up there in the top 4. Nicholas Road only loses 1 spot since the drop of the green, but here comes Brian Reyes already gaining a spot since the drop of the green. Right behind Reyes is Durham Jr. It's Trenton Johns, then Travis Farmer. That's who rounds out the top 7. Reyes is already making that Larson line work up here on the top line. Oh, sparks flying out of the rear end of Ryan Kilbashian as well, as Delgado continues to run away with this lead. That exit there really just screwed up Ryan Kilbashian, screwed all of his corner exit speed as well as momentum. Now that's going to warrant side-by-side racing between the number 10 and 98. It's easier said than done. It might look easy out here from the cameras, but trust me, I can contest for each and every single one of these drivers. That's exactly what happens. The 98, Nicholas Rhodes, going to wash up the racetrack there a little bit into Ryan Kilbashian's left rear there. Ryan Kilbashian, he's going to ping it, pong it off the Boeing back straightaway. Oh man, what a this is not the race start that Kilbashian is looking for here. Already down 2 positions from where he started the race. Durham Jr., he's up 1 position. Reyes, 4th fastest in practice. He finished P8 here last year. Ryan Reyes is already looking like a force to be reckoned with out here from the track that is too tough to tame. Reyes P3, Road P2, and Delgado, he's already pulling a different zip code. That breast cancer awareness, I know that's a pretty special paint scheme there for Angel Delgado out of Claremont, Florida. He's running it for Grandma, and that goes a long, long ways there back behind the scenes for Angel. I know it does, and wonder if no live driver cameras here tonight. Well, I know we've seen Angel do it before here for us though, and he's continued to continue to put down, flyers of laps. His best was a 28.28. His last was a 28.35. You better want to hang on to those right side tires before they start to fall and wear. As we have a caution on the speedway. I think this one's Logan Perryman, who's slow on the racetrack. Oh, that number 88 might be crab walking a little bit. That Dale Earnhardt Jr. throwback paint scheme. It's Darlington. It's throwback week, and here tonight we're going to see lots of nice throwback paint schemes. Logan Perryman out of Nancy, Kentucky. He started 11th, continues to run, or excuse me, he started 12th. No, he started 10th, now continues to run 11th. Apologies there for Logan Perryman. We'll have to see what happens to him here, see if he had help or not. I wouldn't doubt if Logan Perryman didn't have any help, because this is the track too tough to tame. It's hard to get around here. It looks like Logan Perryman's going to try to make a pass around Travis Farmer. Oh, they both kind of slide up the racetrack, and that's what sent Mr. Perryman around. Take another look at this. Look at him try to slice it and dice it, send it down there in 3 and 4. I think Travis saw this coming out of his rear view quarter panel, or excuse me, his rear view mirror, out of his rear quarter panel there, and unfortunately sends Logan Perryman around. I wonder how much damage Travis Farmer gets. He lives to fight another day, as well as that right side continues to look A-OK. Here's a separate incident. This isn't the cause of the caution. Corey Calfers Jr., he was already kind of, that's a little bit more of a Darlington stripe right there on the 82, and a little bit after this is when the caution flag flies. So 2 separate incidents that bring one out here tonight. It's our first caution, as we have a couple takers on pit lane as well. Colin Grace, Michael Ponder Jr., Corey Calfers Jr. are all down there and off of pits. How about the Jimmy Johnson Championship? Phoenix, I guess you could call it the Phoenix car from Jimmy's last full-time season run within the NASCAR world here. That's a really special paint scheme for me as well. Wasn't that when all of the Hendrick drivers ran kind of like Jimmy kind of inspired paint schemes? It was either Darlington or Phoenix, I forget. Anyways, we'll get back up here to not quite a battle right here as we're pacing. We're about to get them re-racked and restacked though. Delgado continues to lead every lap thus far. Real quick, checking on Martinsville winner from last week. Man, how about Michael Durham Jr.? He's continuing to run P4 in the holy paint scheme. It's not a holy paint scheme, it's a Caterpillar paint scheme, but man, that'll definitely catch your eye. It's kind of a half and half job right there. Man, I'm liking that Caterpillar paint scheme. Race winner from last week. That's Michael Durham Jr. up there. He's running P4. But keep your eye up on Nicholas Rhodes. He's going to start up again on that outside line here on this race restart. He got wobbly wiggly, couldn't quite get that traction down to those right rear the right rear and the left rear tires. keep your eye on Nicholas Road as well as even the 0-1 Michael Durham Jr. This whole top line, as we are now ready to re-rack and restack them here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Sounds like Nicholas Road was already kicking in the clutch, trying to save as much fuel as he can. Barney the Flagman, get ready to wave this thing loud and proud. That iRacing safety car is down and into the safety of pit lane. Here we go. This is our first caution. This is our first race restart. It's still Delgado out up front. Nicholas Road is right there with him. Watch that outside line. Here we go, go, go. Nicholas Road able to get that traction down just a little bit cleaner that time by, but it's still Delgado to the point and door corner clear. Side by side for 3 and 4. Durham Jr., Ryan Reyes starting to go at it here. I wonder if one driver is just trying to make their way down and two clear themselves up and get that outside line solidified as their own. It's so much easier to run single file than double file. That's here. So far, that's what the top 4 continue to do. That's going to be Mike Chapman, Ryan Kilbashian also involved. That's kind of the risk versus reward that you take pitting a little bit early. Excuse me, that's Colin Grace. Excuse me there. That's the risk versus reward that you take here from pitting maybe just a little bit earlier, trying to make a little bit later fuel stints. Or I wouldn't imagine Colin Grace already took a set of tires there at our first caution, but he might need one here as he's going to slide that set of 4 Goodyear Racing Eagle tires. Here's what happens there to turn number 4. Oh, just wasn't quite door quarter clear. That's pretty heavy contact with the front left quarter of Colin Grace. And then you saw there Mike Chapman gets involved as well. So Mike Chapman is already flirting with that outside wall like he used to know her back in high school. And then, oh man, Colin Grace. Mike Chapman had no fault of this. I mean, I know he was flirting with the outside wall, but I'm curious if we hop on board at the 27 of Colin there. He just got, I don't know if you would call that tight or loose, as it was a big bobble. I guess you'd call it tight into a loose condition. We'll take another look at this yellow. Actually, we'll hop on board with Colin Grace here and watch the driver's hands. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was mentioning there. Loose into a tight condition where he just couldn't quite get it to turn. Colin Grace, Mike Chapman involved in our second caution of the night. So now with Angel Delgado, Nicholas Road, Brian Reyes, Trenton Johns, Ryan Kilbashian all on pit lane on this pit stop here. That's going to cycle out Michael Durham Jr., Virgil Perryman, Logan Perryman, and Travis Farmer to the race lead. Let's see what these drivers do here. Is it 2 tires? Is it 4 tires? It looks like a lot of no tires right here. Just a little splash and dash, enough to fuel to get them at least a couple more laps. And a little bit later here in this next fuel strategy, that's when I believe that these drivers are going to start to look at possibly taking a set of tires. So if you're just now joining us, welcome in here live on Stam Studio Network. Ricardo Cano joined us. So does Jackson. So does Terry. So does Ted. Holy, we got the whole family out there with us tonight. Travis Farmer joined us as well. Well, we got to start off with saying here, hola Ricardo, and hope you are feeling better, or hope you can get back to racing with us here in the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. I know that was a big ouch on the foot there. I think a couple stitches were needed. Hopefully you get back and able to race with us here. Ricardo, appreciate you, as well as I believe you joined now the monthly member pass here. Not only do you get your name there on the bottom scrolling across the screen, but you also get some Stam Studio Network sent your way just about every month, or each time we release a new kind of merch line here. Appreciate that, Ricardo, and as well as every member, as well as VIP member. That race recap down there in the bottom right. It's only lap 13 out of 157. Our leader is Michael Durham Jr. right now, but pretty much this whole race. Matter of fact, for the whole race, it's been Angel Delgado. He's trying to back up his race win here from 1 year ago in what was known as the Penny Pleasers Cup. Same car, same track. A lot of same competitors as well, so keep your eye on the number 90. But we've seen this a couple times here. Angel Delgado, he's been the fastest driver, if not the fastest driver of the night. But after trying to make strategy work, he's admired in this back here at the third row. It may not be the safest row. Here we go. We'll get back to some green flag running here on Stam Studio Network. Thank each and every single one of you for joining in live. Let's wish Ricardo a speedy, fast recovery for his foot as we'll go back and put our feet on the gas of that virtual gas pedal. Holy, Colin Grace is coming in here at Mach 2, backing up to the lead pack as Colin Grace, 27, now shown 1 lap down. Time and time again, it's been the race leader who gets away scathe-free. This time it's Michael Durham Jr. door quarter clear of the race lead. Oh, we're already beating and banging. This is what I meant here. Angel Delgado, he's now trying to clear himself from this beating, from this banging, from this, it's battling that's now heating up and is now looking like a Louisiana shrimp boil here tonight. We are throwing elbows out here on these race restarts from the virtual Darlington Raceway. It's still Michael Durham Jr. up to the race lead, and just like that, Angel Delgado, he's already up to P3. He makes no time to waste here on these drivers. Driver with 3,000 oval I rating. He's looking to get 2 positions in 1 lap. Nope, we got a block there, and we also have another driver gone around. This one's going to be Trenton Johns in the number 28 machine. Trenton, he's out of McCleary County, Kentucky. I believe that one is in the number 28. He's currently running 10th after starting in the 6th position. So Trenton Johns, he knows how to make some pace from this tough, the virtual track, too tough to tame. Let's see what happens to him here. Oh God, we're gonna have to bring out the instead of bringing out the forklift, let's hop. Let's not necessarily hop on board with Trenton Johns, but we'll kind of take a look at a bird's eye view here. He's up in that outside line, 4th row back in the number 28 Mountain Dew Toyota Camry paint scheme. He's got Ryan Kilbashian right behind him, Brian Reyes right there as well, as they start to run 2 by 2 by 2 through there. And then this is going to kind of save us a little bit of time. Here we go. Trenton Johns still about middle of your screen. Still got Kilbashian right behind him. Uh-oh, Farmer goes away on the track here. Looks like Trenton Johns follows him. Here we'll run out of 1 and 2, this time towards the Boeing backstretch. Oh, there is contact there between Kilbashian and Trenton Johns. I think that was out of the corner exit. Have to take another angle at it. Yeah, that's going to be a real nice angle. There's not much that you can do within the driver's seat if you are Ryan Kilbashian right there. Matter of fact, we'll hop on board with him. Oh boy, where is it? Oh, okay. Apologies for that there. So we'll hop on board. Look, you can already start to see him wash up the racetrack. There's contact once, twice, maybe even thrice. And at that point, you're just a passenger from both of these drivers involved. Maybe a lot more damage for the 28 machine of Trenton Johns. He was kind of the worst driver off there. But that's how fast things can happen from the lady in black, from the track. That is too tough to tame. And with all that being said, it'll cycle back out here to Angel Delgado, to the race lead, Virgil Perryman, Nicholas Rowe, Travis Farmer, and Brian Reyes. I'm taking a quick break up here. Make sure you do yourself the same. Make sure you grab a drink. Make sure you grab yourself a snack as well. Don't go anywhere unless you just promise you come right back. My name's Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. We'll be right back with you. Thanks, everybody. Welcome back here, and make sure you let us know who you're rooting on down there for in live YouTube lands. Once again, we appreciate each and every single one of you coming in and making this live chat all possible. It means a lot to these drivers to come back and watch this race, watch this live chat and start to pop off, as well as start to see some friends, family members, or even some newer names start to root here for you. And that means a lot there back behind the scenes and back behind the wheel and the pedals. So hey, if you're not rooting on anybody specific tonight, so make sure you pick a number or two, pick a driver or two. It means a lot to them there behind the scenes. It's going to be hard to beat Angel Delgado as he finds himself back up to pole position where he started this race. He's going to run P1 on this Geico restart zone. We are back to green flag running after our third caution here tonight. It's Delgado, it's Perryman. Perryman able to find that gas pedal a little bit, able to find some grip, we'll call it, in that outside line. His road was, he got real loose out there on the original race start. Nicholas Rhodes, speaking of him though, that Bass Pro Shops number 98. Oh, there goes Mike Chapman around again. He's going to hit rear ends that inside safer barrier on the Boeing backstretch. It's already our fourth caution tonight. Oh boy. All right, well, that one didn't take too long to come out there on the race restart, and that's with Trenton Johns and Mike Chapman. I wonder if there's a little argy-bargy between these drivers. You have to see how this one, we'll take a look at this one from the green flag as well as kind of the bird's eye view of it all here. So it should happen off of the exit of 2. Watch for Trenton Johns here. He's going to run the inside line. Oh, it's a huge stack up. Screw argy-bargy. I think it's kind of avalanche effect all gone wrong. Then there's Mike Chapman up on the outside. We'll put on the bifocals here. Another scrape of that outside wall like he used to know her. And unfortunately for Mike Chapman, well, Trenton Johns, he's there. This will be not a necessarily fun camera angle, but a fun camera angle. Oh! Ouchies. All right, Mike Chapman, he's going to have a little bit more damage to fix up and repair on that 07. I'd imagine he's down there in pit lane right now, as well as Trenton Johns is. Mike Chapman not on the racetrack right now. Trenton Johns is. We're going to get the fields re-racked and restacked. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We'll be right back with you. Thanks, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Still going to have Angel Delgado, the man, the myth, the legend. He's running in that 4 Grand Mile breast cancer awareness paint scheme. He's led 17 laps here tonight. He's sliced, diced, worked his way back up through the pack. Matter of fact, did it about 1, maybe 2 laps before the next caution, but he's made some passes happen that looks a whole lot easier than what it actually is to make a pass action happen here from the track too tough to tame. It's Darlington Raceway. We're going to get that iRacing safety pace car down and up off of the racetrack and down and into the safety of pit lane. We're going to get this field side by side as we go green flag again here in the track too tough to tame. It's Darlington Raceway, and look at that race restart, that second row back. Nicholas Rhodes, he's not down on the outside line. Virgil Perryman in the 42. He's going to start to fall like a rock. Here comes Brian Reyes. Here comes Michael Durham. Jr. going to try to make that outside line work as well. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Virgil Perryman still on the inside line. Here comes Travis Farmer starting to join the party. Here comes Michael Durham Jr. up onto the outside wall. Travis Farmer still right up in there within striking distance. Ryan Kilbashian right there behind Travis Farmer. Let's hop on board with Farmers. He searches his way up the racetrack, starts to make that Larson line happen in the number 9 machine. Whoa, he knows he had Virgil Perryman on the inside of him. Pause. Virgil Perryman now falls back to P6, but trying to retain this top 5 spots. Oh no, there goes Virgil. He goes around trying to retain the spots. I saw that in the live timings and scorings. Sparks flying at the rear end of the 42 tonight. All right, we'll take a look at this race replay here real quick, brought to you by Lumet Motorsports. Oh my God! Okay, what? We're gonna have to bring out the Billy the Bob, the forklift driver here tonight, because okay, there's contact with Perryman and Trenton Johns, and then here's contact with Kilbashian in the 42. I thought the 42 had just lost it as we were on board with Travis Farmer there, but no, that story tells a little bit of a whole story there. Or excuse me, that camera shot tells a little bit different story. So we'll get the forklift driver back out on the scene. Billy the Bob, forklift driver, gets off his smoke break and provides us a really nice shot at it there as they're coming towards the cameraman. And there you start to see the contact that does initiate the spin. Kilbashian moves slightly up the racetrack. I'm not sure if it almost looked like Kilbashian didn't even know that the 42 of Virgil was there. And look at the hands that start to go to work. To the right, to the left. Take it back now, yo. 2 downshifts this time for Virgil, except it's not enough. Oh my God, the 88 is going to need some new pants after that one. Oh my God, let's hop on board with Logan here. Whoa! All right, what nice cat-like reflexes there. Mouth for the number 88 machine of Logan Perryman. With that, he'll gain 3 positions. It's a nice move for the red, white, and blue. Dale Earnhardt Jr., number 88 nationwide, is on your side, machine. While we have a brief moment here, we'll take a look at some of these paint schemes. I know we've seen Angel Delgado's very special number 90 breast cancer awareness pink and white machine. Nicholas Road, he's kind of running that, kind of the Nicholas Road paint scheme, the one he's kind of known for, that Bass Pro Shops number 98 Black Rifle Coffee paint scheme. Right there behind him, same story there. It goes for Brian Reyes. And Brian Reyes, hey, he was 4th fastest in practice. He finished 2nd last week at Martinsville. There's a lot of momentum riding on that number 21 University of Texas at Austin Chevrolet Camaro. Right beside him, it's going to be Michael Durham Jr. Talk about last week, coming away with the race win. Michael Durham Jr., he'll start 2nd on the outside row. Right behind them, Travis Farmer, the Monster Energy black and neon green machine. Colin Grayson, the 27, has been our biggest mover here tonight, as Colin Grace has, where's the graphic? Oh God. Okay, this one's good enough. Colin Grayson, the 27 Ally Jimmy Johnson machine out of Dillsburg, PA. He's currently running 6th after gaining 7 positions since the start of the race. Colin Grace continuing to work his way towards the front of the field. Thank each and every single one of you again down there live in YouTube land. Terry, Ricardo, Travis Farmer, Jackson, as well as I think we've got some Jonah down there as well. So appreciate each and every single one of you. Let's get back to some green flag racing here tonight from the Overdrive Cup Series. It's our 5th caution. We'll get back and on the gas. It's only lap 27 out of 157. It's still Delgado. It's still Nicholas Road, Reyes, Durham. And then it's side by side between Colin Grace and Farmer back there for 5th and 6th. Here comes Nicholas Road. He's going to be on the outside line. Brian Reyes tries to make the inside pass happen on this race restart. That Longhorn Sim Racing Motorsport machine. 21 down the inside, not able to find the gas there on corner exits. He's going to compromise his corner entrance once again in 3 and 4. Let's see if the inside line works for the 21 this time by. No. Doesn't look like it. He's going to slice and dice and slot back up into line there. Michael Durham Jr., he's up to P3, and that's the final driver interview position. Yeah, Angel Delgado already in a different zip code here tonight. Already 1.1 seconds over Nicholas Road, and that's what, 1 lap. So if we start to have a little bit of longer runs, that gap will continue to grow. Nicholas Road, Michael Durham Jr., Brian Reyes. How about Colin Grace, Travis Farmer? There's Logan Perryman keeping his front nose up in this battle within the top 6 and 7. I'm wondering if we have the weather graphic. Yeah, it was 67% on the humidity. Humidity rises, temperature falls. It is still changing track conditions, and it is still changing track positions. Here comes Logan Perryman. He's going to try to slice and dice it, find something working down that inside line. But just like Brian Reyes, we're going to see some catch specs there as well. You're going to see that it is so hard. Like I've continued to try and make amends here. It's or try to make word of happening. It's so hard to make a pass happen unless the driver in front of you really screws up either their corner entrance or their corner exit. Back down across the going back stretch. A little bit of a puff of smoke out of there from the Colin Grace machine. He may have gotten a little close to that outside safer barrier. We're on board with Logan Perryman trying to get B6 away from Travis Farmer. 180 miles an hour down there in turn 1. Let's see what they rip going into turn 3. And look at these different lines that are already starting to be run as well. Reyes was way up the track, but he's, in a matter of fact, clobber the outside wall on corner exit. There comes Colin Grace up there. He's going to look down the inside. I didn't quite catch what we were up there at 3 and 4 on the mile per hour mark there that time, as Colin Grace and Brian Reyes were starting to look side by side. It's hard enough to drive this track single file and by yourself. You start to run side by side. You start to put dirty air plastered all over the front nose of your machine, and it'll make it just that much more difficult. That's what I mean for Logan Perryman. He's going to pull the save of a century there to turn number 2, trying to close that gap to Travis Farmer. He's pushing. He is shoving it through the corner entrances. That's just going to continue to give himself a Darlington stripe there about each and every single corner, as we now start to run a little bit more into a longer run here. Here comes Mike Chapman. He is still on the lead lap. Trenton Johns, remember there was contact between these two drivers earlier. Here they come out of turn number 2. Whoa, sparks are going to fly up the rear end. There may have been a slight touch, but Trenton Johns is going to retain, matter of fact, take away P8. Battle is not over here just yet, as we'll hop on board with the Mike Chapman machine. We'll run on that right front suspension. Let's see how close Mike Chapman is able to get to that rear bumper of the number 28 Trenton Johns. Whoa, there's almost contact. And look at him get this nice run off the corner. Here comes Mike Chapman. He gets that speed, he gets the momentum, but I think he thinks better of it there, as there's such a long way to go. There's such, I mean, not only on the fuel, but as well as on the tires. There goes a driver down into the pit lane. That's going to be Logan Perryman in the number 88. You would not imagine that this is, well, he's got some damage on the right side. So I'm baffled there. I wonder what's going on the 88. We'll get back up here to the race lead, and this is still, how about the number 90 of Angel Delgado? He's now pulled this gap to about 3.7 seconds. He's continuing to fly away. And as Angel continues to pull further and further away, still ripping the Larson line, still ripping the fence on the number 90. you got the speed, you got yourself a gap. I wonder when Mr. Delgado starts to go into maybe a little bit of a conservation mode, whether it's fuel, whether it's tires, probably going to be both. Or if he's already there, he's making some nice, immaculate pace here tonight in that Ford Mustang. Very, very reminiscent from what we saw from him here last season in Penny Pleasers Cup. Man, Colin Grace, I told you, keep your eye on that ally. Jimmy Johnson, number 27 machine. Colin Grace, he's now back up to P3 after we kind of caught this pass a little bit late. We'll take a race replay of it. Take a look. He kind of sizes Michael Durham Jr. up here and going into turn 1. Michael Durham Jr. has, I mean, he just got a lip there. That's, you see the flames fly out the exhaust pipe. Colin Grace down and on the inside line of the track. He's able to make that pass happen. And Colin Grace he's on rails right now. The 27 is breathing down the neck of P2 of Nicholas Road. Nicholas Road maybe tries to pull a little bit of a opposite upslide drop. Just trying to make some defensive work. Mountaineer down, going on towards the going back straightaway. Colin Grace, 27. Has a lot of pace here tonight from Darlington Raceway. Well, he might even be there here, ladies and gentlemen. No. Door quarter clear for Nicholas Road, but within this next lap or two, take a look at Colin Grace fly as these two continue to battle between second and third. Angel Delgado opens up his gap to now 6.2 seconds. Colin Grace trying to do anything and everything that he can. He now gets a better run there out of turn number 2. It's deja vu from last lap. It's Colin Grace who now slices it down the inside. Whoa, careful up on the switch up and the swash up there. Colin Grace, he switches it up and he does wash up there in front of Nicholas Road. It's number 27 up to P11, our biggest mover, our gain on positions gain tonight. And with that Argy Bargy, with that side-by-side battle happening. Whoa, Travis Farmer, no. He goes, pancakes it down into the inside line. Travis Farmer in the number 9. Sparks flew after the first little bit of contact. And then after, I think, maybe a pinball effect there, a plink, a plank, and a blunk. Farmer goes to the inside wall. He's now crab walking it and going into 3. Oh man. Last year, remember, Farmer finished 4th here, as well as he finished 9th last week from Martinsville. So definitely he had that momentum on his side. He finished 9th from Martinsville, but had a way better race going than that for him. It's 2 weeks. You got to feel bad here for the number 9 because he's had the speed, he's had the pace, but unfortunately, it's just lady luck that is not on Travis Farmer's side. There's the first. I said the sparks had started to kind of fly there. That was the first little bit of contact. I think Travis Farmer tried to. He was either going to make that pass happen or not there, I think. And I would have been right there on the same boat. You're already starting to. I mean, look at Nicholas Road. You see Nicholas Road start to wash up the racetrack, and I don't think that was Travis Farmer's fault at all there. Just nowhere to go for neither him or really Nicholas Road, as he was kind of sandwiched up into the outside wall there. Take one more look at it here at race pace. Yeah, well, that's probably a little bit of net code happening there too between that first set of sparks that did start to fly. We'll go down here to our virtual race-off pit lane. Angel Delgado, Nicholas Road, Michael Durham Jr., Brian Reyes, Trenton Johns, Chapman, Grace, Perryman, they are all in. Here comes the race-off pit lane. Who's it going to be? Delgado just barely clears off Michael Durham Jr., but Durham Jr. gains 2 positions. Brian Reyes, he still sits P3. Colin Grace, unfortunately for him there after just making the pass, he falls back to P4. So I'm curious back to this contact here. You can start to see, once again, that first set of sparks that starts to fly. I mean, look at the speed differential Travis Farmer has here. He's already coming in with quite a bit of speed and pace. He's trying to make that pass happen there. But I think netcode, I really do think it's netcode that gets first the best of these drivers. And after the netcode, I mean, it kind of washes them into one another there. Oh, I think... Well, even regardless of the netcode, Road was going into the wall regardless there, and maybe it's Farmer had nowhere to go. It's tough to kind of break it down now. Okay, I'll skip that one. We'll get back up here to the race lead. It's side by side. It's the safety of the pace car who will be no longer with us at the end of this lap. It's our 6th caution for... How many laps? Well, we're running 157 laps. It's our 6th caution for 17 laps. Lap 44 out of 157. Our leader was back again. It goes to the number 90 of Angel Delgado. Looked to be a 4-tire pit stop for, the whole field. And I really don't blame him. Darlington, it's worn out asphalt. It's a worn out racetrack. It will eat these Goodyear tires up like a Thanksgiving dinner or lunch. So don't fault any of these drivers taking the 1 out of their 4 tire sets available. Let's get back to some green flag racing. Let's do something special here tonight. Let's let's go ahead and crank it up on this race restart. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the Overdrive Cup Series coming at you live on Stam Studio Network. Slowly crank this back down before I get a little bit too loud up here in the booth. There was some beating and some banging going on there between, I think it was Nicholas Road, maybe a little bit of Michael Durham Jr. action there. We'll get it back to single file racing as it's now 0.2 of a second to separate. Whoa, that could have been big there. A big pancake on the outside wall. I think that was for the oh, it may have been for Michael Durham Jr., and this is big, this is huge. The number 01 machine who has had speed, had pace tonight. It looks like they're gonna find themselves down and into pit lane. No, no, no. This is not what you wanted if you're a fan or the driver of the Michael Durham Jr. machine. At a Burnside, Kentucky, currently running in the 8th position. Michael Durham Jr., it only takes that driver picture down there live and on the broadcast for you to know just how much pace that he has had this season, because we bring up that graphic quite a bit. After Mike Chapman, he's going to try to fight for his right to party, trying to fight for peace, that final driver interview spot. It's now going to be between Nicholas Road and Colin Grace as Mike Chapman pancakes the outside wall like an IHOP pancake commercial. It's now Colin Grace to the final driver interview spots. Here comes Nicholas Road as they did start to look side by side for a brief moment, but not quite anymore. Colin Grace now starting to pull this gap to about 0.3 of a second, 0.2 of a second. Now call it 0.3 of a second separating Nicholas Road and Mike Chapman. Mike Chapman, I don't know how that 07 is continuing to run with this amount of pace here tonight. That was a hard lick on the 07, but he's going to keep on ticking in that Chevrolet Camaro. Whoa, whoa, whoa! He's going to pull the Formula Drift there to turn number 2. Logan Perryman says thank you very much. That'll be a very easy pass to make as Mike Chapman not only has the damage, but he's also got some Goodyear tires that probably aren't too happy with that 07 machine. Continues to run in what looks to be loose conditions for the 07. Trenton Johns, Michael Durham Jr. is still on pit lane trying to get that damage all fixed up and repaired. And I want to say that this was the incident for it. Yeah, okay, this was the incident here for Michael Durham Jr. Kind of gets slid up the track there from Virgil Perriman, both drivers running out of room. And then, man, Michael Durham Jr., I'm not sure if that just clobbered the front suspension, toe link, whatever it may have been there. But probably getting a word from the crew chief that he needs to come in and kind of get that thing repaired and fixed back up. After slight contact with the outside wall, it's lap 52 out of 157, and it's Angel Delgado pulling away with this race lead once again. It's deja vu here tonight on Stam Studio Network. It's a real nice battle here for that final driver interview spot. It's only 0.4 of a second now that separates, oh God, Colin Grace and Nicholas Road once again as Mike Chapman. He is fighting that 07 tonight. Logan Perryman, how about the driver number 88? He's a driver who's gone from the front to the back, to the front, to the back, and now starting to work his way back up to the front once again. Driver of the 80, oh golly, Mike, I don't know how he's doing this in the 07. Lap after lap after lap, sliding it. But back to the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Nationwide is on your side machine out of Nancy, Kentucky, I believe that is. Man, Logan Perryman, he started 10th. He's running in the 5th position. That'll make it some quick and easy math. That's 5 position gained for the number 88. And remember, he did have a little argy-bargy in the race earlier on for himself, as he now starts to work his way back towards the front. I'm almost starting to wonder if Logan Perryman might possibly be a driver that joins those top 3 driver interview spots tonight here in Stam Studio Network. See if we can hop on board with Mike Chapman. It's been loose lap after lap after lap out of turn 4 here. This is going into 3 and 4. Let's see what happens with Mike Chapman. Kind of opts to run that lower line, keeps that gap up there from that safer barrier. I don't blame Mike Chapman. The wall definitely sneak up on you pretty fast here, and the track too tough to tame. Chapman, though, he continues to run P6. Trenton Johns after just driver didn't know, almost didn't look like he knew he was there earlier on in the race. Trenton Johns, he's right now to P7 as he has Virgil Perryman still breathing right down his neck. Virgil Perryman showing 13th in the time he's in scorings right now. That is, oh God, 15 laps down. But the 42 is back out and Adam here tonight at Darlington Raceway, and I like that about Virgil, as well as quite a few of these Overdrive Gen 6 Cup drivers. You might get wrecked out a little bit earlier on in the race, and it looks like that number 42 is still dealing with a little bit of right side damage, but it's really cool to all these drivers, and I know it means a lot to the league and the league owners. And they're going to stick out here and hang out with us on track. You've spent a whole week of practicing out here with us, and at least I imagine you so. And to Virgil, we really appreciate you doing that for us. Just hanging out here with us on track and continuing. You never know what might happen. You might get 15 caution flags, 15 wave rounds, and you might be right up here with this battle. As we're going to cut back to Logan Perryman, we're going to cut back here to Nicholas Rode, who is stopped on that back straightaway. I really appreciate that, Daniel Selway Jr. up there in race control for keeping this under clean, green, and mean conditions, as to have that broadcast that goes live right after this one. So after a few caution flags early, we will keep this one clean, green, and mean. And what happens to Nicholas Rode here? Oh God, here comes Perryman. Remember, Perryman was coming with a real nice head of steam, head of pace. There was slight contact between Nicholas Rode and Virgil Perryman there. Let's see what happens. What kind of constitutes Nicholas Rode pulling it off of the racetrack? He's already, he had really nice speed here tonight. He was looking really nice in the 98 machine. We'll hop on board from here. Oh no! Well, that may have been the worst time to do it, because we have to double check. I don't think that there was any contact. I think he just got way, way deep there into the corner. Yeah, that's very reminiscent of what almost took out Mike Chapman about 10, 20 laps before this. Well, yeah, it kind of did take him out, but he's still showing some real nice speed after really pancaking the inside safer barrier with the whole rear fascia and the rear bumper there. Mike Chapman, he's able to keep himself and keep the speed in the 07 machine with it not quite being too much aerodynamic front damage for the 07. And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Mike Chapman, except for the aerodynamic damage-wise out of the rear end. I'm liking the pace I'm seeing as he now starts to get a little bit closer to that final driver interview spot. It's only 0.15 seconds that separate this battle for third position. And don't look now, but Brian Reyes, although he just got past, he's now sits 1.3 seconds back behind this final driver interview position. It's only lap 63 out of 157. Here comes, that's the number 10 this time. Remember, that's going to be, I think that's Ryan Kilbosh, and he's also shown quite a few laps down, but one of the drivers who we really got to shout out for keeping it out on the track with us after having some pretty detrimental damage. Waits in the pits, waits for that damage to be repaired, and well, there we go. We're still seeing the pace out of him as the number 10 now is cleared this battle here for P3. Whoa, Chapman, he gets way, way loose. There's net code between the two drivers. Logan Perryman, he has to pull that thing slideways and save it there to turn number 4. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That could have been big. That could have been huge. Here's a look at the race replay. Okay, here's a look at the race replay. It's Chapman down there who gets way, way tight. He tries to stop it from sliding up, and then there you do see the net code, the contact that wasn't actually contact between the two drivers. It's Perryman with an immaculate save. It's Chapman who still runs 0.5 of a second right there behind him. Golly. That is some cat-like reflexes for Perryman if I've ever seen any. So still looking at about the closest battle that we have out on the racetrack. It's still between Perryman and Chapman. What I add is Logan Perryman, because I know we do have two different Perrymans joining us out here on the track. In practice, they ran. It was 7th and 9th. Virgil was 7th, and I mean, I believe it was Logan Perryman who ran 9th and fastest in practice. But right now, running 3rd within the race, that just goes to show you never know what's going to happen in these Overdrive Cup Series races. It's Gen 6 NASCAR's babies. It's horsepower. It's low downforce. And with it being Gen 6, well, you might want to have to look out for Angel Delgado, as he has these things glued down. He also makes a little bit of contact. He's going to get a Darlington stripe with that outside wall, but no damage given there out of the number 90 machine. Continues to pull away from the pack. If you're just now joining us, well, first of all, welcome in live to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. If you're liking what you see, make sure you join us down there live in the YouTube chat. You can hit the like button, subscribe if it means that much to you. You can also hit the little gear icon, and you can bump the quality of this broadcast up to 1440p. That's some hardware upgrades that have made specifically for everybody down there live in YouTube land. I think we still have. Yeah, we still got Ricardo, a whole lot of Ricardo. Hopefully that foot's doing just a little bit better. Still got Jackson, still got Terry, still got James, as well as I think we got some Jonah, some Ted Wilbur action as well. Hopefully you're all enjoying some virtual racing action here tonight from the track Too Tough to Tame. Man, how about this? Brian Reyes, he continues to fall like my favorite Bob Seger song, Like a Rock. Also like that Chevrolet Silverado commercial from about a decade ago. Trenton Johns, man. Trenton Johns, he had a little bit of contact on his side. He had a little bit of caution on his side earlier on in the race. Well, now Trenton Johns makes the pass up here. He passes up to P5. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Contact between Reyes as well as Travis Farmer. Travis Farmer's sheet metal is bent all to whack here tonight. The whole left side has seen better days. His rear view mirror has also seen better days, as he's got Michael Graham Jr. breathing down his neck. Still nice battle between Travis Farmer and Michael Graham Jr. There is that little bit more aerodynamic damage for the number 9, and we know Farmer, he's got some pace here from Darlington, finished 4th here a year ago. Michael Durham Jr., I'm not seeing in the notes from where he finished a year ago, but I know that he was, I'm not seeing him on notes for even practice times as well. So Michael Durham Jr., he's still having, although he started 4th, he fell back to 8th, so might have more of the short run speed than the long run speed. And trust me, you're going to want the long run speed here tonight from Darlington. That might be a little bit contradictory from what we've seen earlier on in the race with caution after caution after caution, respectfully. But it is the track Too Tough to Tame. You're going to put these drivers side by side at a very, very tough track. And we will get some cautions. But now that we are kind of on and within our rhythms here, two turns that are completely abnormal from one another. It's a 1.3 mile raceway. It's 157 laps of racing here tonight. 60% fuel, 4 tire sets available. It's a nice battle here between that final driver interview spots as we bring up that graphic for the last time that these drivers made themselves on pit lane. It's everybody down there till about Michael Durham Jr., who, although he is shown 1 lap down right now, Michael Durham Jr. was on pit lane the shortest amount of time ago, so might have a little bit more pace in those Goodyear Racing Eagles. As this is going to start to get dangerous with as longer and longer as this continues to run here, ladies and gentlemen. Angel Delgado, he starts to open up that gap, and look at this. He's already made his way back into the 0-1, and we've seen what pace Michael Durham Jr. has had here tonight. Angel Delgado is already back towards him. If we look at Mike Chapman, where's Mike Chapman? Mike Chapman is now entering the corner. Now Angel Delgado is entering the corner. Angel Delgado is so fast tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The number 90 could be starting to put up to 4th position. 1 lap down. Angel Delgado, he's got 2 drivers up there in front of him to first deal with. It's Durham Jr. It's Travis Farmer, already showing more than 1 lap down. Ooh, you gotta be careful if you're the race leader. You gotta be careful if you're a driver going down a lap right here. Whoa, this might get tight. You're going out of turn number 4. It looks like Michael Durham Jr., he's gonna fight for his right to party on that outside line. Here we go, side by side, door to door, and now it's door quarter clear for Angel Delgado. Our race leader, he's gonna continue to put drivers more than 1 laps down, and it's Mike Chapman who's running P4. He just now gets his way about midway through this corner, who Angel Delgado is finding his way through now. All as I can say, if you're a driver here tonight, if you're not Angel Delgado, you better run, you better hide. Whoa, you're Angel Delgado, you're slipping and sliding. Wobbly wiggly, woo, woo for the number 90 machine. Could have been a race ender for Delgado. Golly. All right, well, I'm telling you, you don't have to push that much here after Delgado, but I think he wants to put each and every single... Delgado wants to put B2A here tonight. Redemption for what was, I wouldn't call it redemption, but I know it's always on his head. I know it would be mine if the way that last season's championship gone. I know that Angel Delgado's leading us in the point standings. He's leading us in those championship standings, and he wants this redemption. He's now continuing to put lap after lap after lap, flyers of a laps down, even with some tires that are continuing to fall off. Colin Grace and the driver of the Ally number 27, HendrickCars.com machine. Remember, Colin Grace started I think it was 12th back there. He already backing up to P2. 11 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. Here comes Trenton Johns down the inside. And I wonder if we are going to start to have a long run strategy, so much of a long run here tonight, that we will see some drivers who make their way down and onto pit lane. I think it's going to be answered here tonight, as it's going to be Logan Perryman, Mike Chapman, who are down and into pit lane. This forces the issue if you're Angel Delgado. This forces the issue if you're Colin Grace. When do you pit? Angel Delgado, he gives kind of a point by there to Virgil Perryman. That's new tires. That's how much they'll mean to you here tonight. Angel Delgado, he's still got that 13.5 second gap over P2. I would imagine if you have this much of a lead, you can kind of pull this gap here. You can maybe run a lap or two a little bit or later than you want. Here comes Delgado. Whoa! Okay, Delgado misses the pit commitment cone, but I don't think that's the one that matters. I think the one that matters is the one down there, down in the bottom of the track. But take a look at what I mean here, just briefly, if I can find him here. Okay, it's weird it's not coming up here, but we'll take a look at the bird's eye camera view here again. Here comes Delgado back across the Boeing back straightaway. It looks like he's going to try and slow it down here into 3 and 4, get this thing slowed and woed down. Look, there's the commitment cone right. Well, okay, that's maybe a reference cone is what I'll call it there. Any of you that do kind of have some iRacing experience, you might be asking, why is that not a penalty? Because I do believe there's the pit speed line, but I could have sworn that there was also a commitment cone line as well. We'll have to see if this is, don't quote me on it, but if that is a pit stop penalty for Angel Delgado, it very well could be here, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Grace has just now passed our race leader of Angel Delgado, the number 90, the man, the myth, the legends, the driver who has been too tough to beat, the man that was looking for redemption. It's going to be, I don't want to say out of reach tonight, but now is Colin Grace, same pit stop lap. Let's see how Colin Grace made his way down and in pit lane. Okay, I think it's going to be the next lap by here for him. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll help us out here just briefly. But we can briefly see if we get the bifocals out here. Yeah, look at this difference here of Colin Grace. He is already down and below this what I called reference cone right there on the left side of your screen, top left of your screen. That is what I think is what just happened to Angel Delgado, a pit entrance violation for the number 90. It drops him all the way back 22 seconds. Delgado has got to be a man on a mission here from this point on. It's not out of his doing by any means. We saw the speed, we saw the pace. This is a driver with 3,000 oval I rating going up against, with all due respect, with drivers 1,700, Ryan Kilbashian with 2,900, but Kilbashian showing a couple of laps down tonight. Angel Delgado, this is not the end of his night. It's going to be a hell of a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun to see Angel rip his way and rip this gap just not only in half, not only in quarters, but I think Angel Delgado, there is enough time to get right back and down pretty much to that battle to the race leader. All right, if you look down on the bottom of your screen after his pit stop, Delgado putting down, well, 82, 29, you call it 29 flat, 83, a 28.2. Let's see what Delgado puts down here, lap 84, and then we'll compare that to kind of our race leader of Colin Grace. So a 29, a 28, and then a 28.4. 29, 29.5, and a 29.3. That is race-winning pace. Don't get me wrong for Colin Grace, but I don't know if it's crawl away pace for a driver like Angel Delgado, who's going to start to run his left rear corner off of that thing. If, picking up what I'm laying down there. I don't know if I'm picking up what I'm laying down. We'll get back up here to, real quick, another Crank It Up. I'll let you all enjoy the sights and sounds here at the Overdrive Gen 6 Cup Series. I have to take a quick break up here in the booth, but don't you go anywhere unless you're just getting a quick drink, quick snack as well. Appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. We'll hop on board with Colin Grace and let him rip around Darlington Raceway. Crank this puppy back down. I'm back with you up here in the booth. And let's see who's doing their homework as we were hopping on board with Colin Grace there, or maybe just watching a little bit closely tonight. What shape best represents, and I'm looking down there live in YouTube chat right here, so we have two wide in front of the race leader. What shape best represents Darlington Raceway? First race fan down there to kind of get to name it in the YouTube chat. So they'll get a big shout out here on the broadcast. Will it be Jackson Branscombe? Will it be Jonah Espy of Lightning Storm Broadcasting? Will it be Terry, Ted, Fiona joined us as well? Ricardo, you all got yourself a chance right here. I know I just shouted you out, but maybe a little bit deeper shout out, and that's what shape best represents the Darlington Raceway and what it's kind of, I wouldn't say modeled after, but kind of looks like there. Fiona says, hello! Welcome in, Fiona. Let us know. I'm still waiting on that shape down there, down in live YouTube land. as now Angel Delgado, I said that this would be fun to watch. It was a 22-second gap. Now it's back down to, well, he's cut it down to 18 seconds after he makes that pass over Trenton Johns. Delgado after that pit stop penalty there on a green flag pit stop. That's why I love green flag pit stops and these kind of strategy ensued races. You push, you're pushing it each and every single lap. You're pushing it on and to the entrance of pit lane, on the exit of pit lane. Well, that's unfortunately what we saw for Delgado. So I'm still, okay. It's the shape of a, I tried to give you a hint without saying it. I don't know, it's something that you can eat, I'll give you that much. As Colin Grace, he's still got a 9.74 second gap, and well, I think this would be a good time to do it. Last lap history, we kind of looked at this a couple of laps ago, but now between Logan Perryman and Angel Delgado, lap 88, lap 89, 90, 91, 92. It looks like St. Patrick's Day down there on the bottom of your screen with as much green as that is for Angel Delgado. That is more than a half of a second faster, almost a whole second faster lap 90, almost another whole second lap 91. Angel Delgado is coming with a head of steam right now in the number 90 machine. Check in on YouTube chat. It's an egg. There you go. I think it was Jonah who finally got it. It's an egg with 24 exclamation marks. I think Angel Delgado and Travis Farmer are going to start to look and possibly start to maybe have 24 exclamation marks in their mental state here tonight. Hopping on board with Travis Farmers. He now kind of has to let Angel Delgado go up in front of him. Delgado looking for back-to-back finishes from the Darlington Raceway for what was known as the Penny Bleachers Cup Series last season, now known as the Overdrive Cup Series. These drivers, well, they're overdriving these Gen 6 Cup cars here tonight. You can see it as we hop on board them, but that's what you have to do to make the speed. That's what you have to do to make this pace here from the Darlington Raceway. Speaking of Colin Grace, he put up some he hit me up with some notes here. I know he's done this here quite a few times before, but got to shout him out here this time with it. Colin Grace, he put together kind of a Google Doc here for me, putting down showcasing the Green Phantom Motorsports drivers, the MTL Motorsports, Lumit Canadian Motorsports, and the Power Rangers. But I mean, for Colin Grace here, out of GPM, out of Green Phantom Motorsports, 3 drivers. Colin Grace, he runs the 4th in the current chase standings. So this is really a shot in the arm here tonight for Colin Grace in the number 27 Ally machine. If he is able to kind of do the inevitable, there's still such a long ways to go, a long time to get there. Colin Grace is going to try to do what they say can't be done in the number 27, and that's try and hold off that hard charging Angel Delgado number 90 machine. Now we hopped on board with Colin Grace during that last Crank It Up as I had to take a quick break. Let's hop on board with Angel Delgado for any of you that we're also that we're doing some homework, we're looking at things, maybe with a little bit of a microscope in mind, getting the bifocals out. Well, here's Angel Delgado. Look at he bounces it off the wall, but this is what I'd like to see. You have to kind of set the car up into the corner entry from Darlington. You have to turn the steering wheel way sooner than you might think. Well, except at 3 and 4, he's going to run the fence, run the Larson line. Matter of fact, pancake that outside wall once again. But this see if Delgado tries to kind of slide up and off the track here going into 1 and 2 with the early corner entrance. That's exactly what I mean. Try to pin those those white dash lines there on corner entrance. Delgado does just that. Kind of wraps around that higher seam, higher line of corner exit of turn number 2. Here we go through 3 and 4 once again. You're able to run that higher line as these 2 turns are completely different from one another. Delgado putting down flyers of lap time. Delgado's only down, get this only, ladies and gentlemen, only down 3.8 seconds back from Mr. Logan Perryman Jr. Excuse me, that is Logan Perryman. No junior about that one. That's Michael Durham Jr., who I was thinking about a little bit there. Whoa, Michael Durham Jr., he's the next car to go down another lap in front of our race leader. Colin Grace He's looking to get a little wobbly wiggly woo in the number 27. There's the last lap's pit stop from our top 8 drivers. Colin Grace, he pit on lap 80. He took a 4-tire pit. Everybody took 4-tire pit stop there, so you can kind of glance down there on the bottom right of the screen, see where your favorite driver's running, as well as their last lap stop strategy call. I don't hate Delgado. Well, I mean, I obviously don't hate Delgado's pit stop strategy. He's definitely going to be one of the faster drivers, as well as Colin Grace. He's got kind of the newer, him and Delgado kind of have the newest set of Goodyear Racing Eagles for the time being. But he's still going to make the long run speed. You got to still make the long run pace action happen here. And these Overdrive Gen 6 Cup machines. It's Colin Grace up to P1. It's Logan Perryman to P2. Angel Delgado has cut that gap once again in half here to P3. Trenton Johns, he's here to P4 after he starts to go a little bit of argy-bargy, almost side by side with the Logan Perryman machine. Trenton Johns, he's up to P4. Brian Reyes, P5. Michael Jr. P6. Travis Farmer, P7. Kelbashi in P8. Michael Bonner Jr. down into onto pit lane right now. He's in running 9th position. Mike Chapman, who runs 10th. Virgil Perryman, 11th. Nicholas Road, Corey Calfers Jr., and our man, the myth, the legend up in race control. It's Daniel Selway Jr. up there right beside us. Here comes Trenton Johns. Nice pass, albeit it's not poor position. Makes a nice pass. Action happen there down on the inside line. Here comes a shot out of the back straight on the front. Showing way onto the back rear bumper for Trenton Johns out of the Logan Perryman machine. Logan Perryman, I don't think he's showing any displeasure there, but he just knows that he's running on tenths of a second right here of a gap over Angel Delgado, and this gap continues to, I mean, just shrink I would say ever so slightly, but it's not shrinking ever so slightly, ladies and gents. This is about, I think if my math is coming to it here, about a half of a second per lap, and their strategies really aren't that much differentiated, so that is, you have to give all the credit imaginable here for not only Logan Perryman to able to keep it up there in P2, but as well as Angel Delgado after just a personal mistake down there on one of those pit stop strategies, all the way fighting for his right to party, and that's for that P2 driver interview position. Angel Delgado, our points leader standings. Nicholas Road, who's P2 in the point standings, he's having himself kind of a night here tonight after unfortunately tows it down to the virtual garage. Ryan Kilbashian also has themselves kind of a virtual night here tonight. Still out on track, so looks like Kilbashian, if he's able to keep up this pace, should be able to work his way into P2 of the point standings there. Logan Perryman, Angel Delgado continue to go at it for this final, the P2 driver interview position. And man, Michael Ponder Jr., he's in the number 13, really quick. I don't think we've mentioned his name enough here tonight. That's a really special throwback paint scheme, that DuPont Rainbow Warrior, number 13. Whoa, Logan Perryman with a block and a half down that going back straightaway. I think we saw that last week, if my mind is not deceiving me. We saw, I think it was these two drivers as well. Logan Perryman kind of with that block and a half, and then here comes Angel Delgado once again. Man, it's kind of two different battles going on. Michael Ponder Jr., Mike Chapman are going at it right here for 9th and 10th, and then there's 2nd and 3rd right here. Oh no, here comes the number 10 of Ryan Kilbashian starting to join this battle here. It's still side by side. No, Angel Delgado gets the spots here. He now gets P2. Now it's door to door between Delgado as well as Kilbashian. Whoa, this might get tight. Now it's door to door between the number 10 and 88. Oh man, looks like Kilbashian is not able to get that throttle pedal down as early as he wants out there out of the exit of turn number 4. It'll be Delgado who makes the pass action, once again, makes the pass action happen. A little bit easier said than done. Whoa, 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 look at the reaction. Have you ever? I have never. That was off the wall, backing on to another competitor, back off the wall once again for Logan Perryman, the number 88. He's going to lose all of his speed and momentum out of here. Turn number 4, the driver there out of Nancy, Kentucky, Perryman, 88. He's now going to go up the racetrack. He's going to open up the door for the number 10 as well as the number 07, Mike Chapman Jr. But with this speed, with this pace, as our top 3 drivers have had, there are only 3 drivers that are shown on the lead lap right now. Logan Perryman, that's going to cut things down to 2 drivers on the lead lap. Is the 88 is down there. We are heading down in pit lane. He makes his pit stop entrance. No penalty there. Delgado's going to have to take notes on that number 88 Nationwide machine. Just kidding there, Angel. We know that you have the pace, you get the speed tonight, but you still work your way closer and closer to the overall race winner position. Delgado, he's now making, this is Perryman who's making his way down and into his pit stop. Let's see if he's, yep, okay, 2 tires go up. Those are the invisible air jacks on the right side. I would imagine he takes left side tires as well. Holy pit crew on the top of your screen. We'll get back going to Colin Grace or something. Oh my days. That'll get you excited up here tonight. Colin Grace, Angel Delgado, Logan Perryman make out the top 3. Delgado, keep your eye on the number 90 as he's got a fast, hard charging number 10 right there behind him. But Angel Delgado continues to put the fastest laps down here tonight. Here comes the Lubit Motorsports driver of the number. I just lost it. It was number 10 of Galbashi, and obvious in the hot pink and purple ally machine. Man, oh man, it's Galbashi who kind of got a little bit tight there out of turn number 2. Back all across the going backstretch we go. Galbashi, he's got the speed, he's got the racecraft. Galbashi has the ethical wheel, I think, to keep it off of what would be and what could be our race leader. But here comes a little bit of side-by-side action as Michael Ponder Jr. is starting to join this battle. Ponder Jr., although he is shown 17 laps down, he's got the throwback Jeff Gordon paint scheme action happening. Let's see if he's able to make this pass, start to get a little bit closer here to Galbashian. This Galbashian now gets a little bit closer to our race B2. I almost said race leader because Angel Delgado, if you're just now joining us here, folks. Whoa! Here comes a 13, shot out of a cannon. Michael Ponder Jr., 2 cars in 1 corner there through 3 and 4. It's Angel Delgado who has led 76 laps, who is trying to make his way back and up to Colin Grace here, who he has led 35 laps, also been lights out pace here from the 27. Very similar pace to our 2 front race leaders right here. They're separated by just about half widths on this 1.3 mile raceway here from Darlington Raceway. Angel Delgado, Colin Grace, the only 2 drivers shown on the lead lap. And if you look on there on that the track map here, there's Colin Grace heading up and into turns 3 and 4 right now. Angel Delgado just now making his way on up and off of turns 1 and 2, down midway through the backstretch. Here we go into the entrance of turn 3. That gap we'll keep an eye on, as recently, between these last couple of laps, that gap has been a lot of Delgado. It's continuing to favor in the number 90's position here tonight. Well, this changes everything, and as we make our way, isn't this the wrong corner? Oh no, it's not. Okay, I got so scared. Okay, Colin Grace knows he knows his corners, as these I mentioned these drivers are in race rhythm. I saw one of the cones there and I got a little bit worried, but Colin Grace, he does have his corners right. They are completely separate from one another. He's going to make his way down and into pit lane, and so is P2 of Angel Delgado. This is going to be not only the battle, well, it's not really going to be too much of a battle of off the race, off pit lane, but it is going to be the battle for the for what will cycle to, oh God, Brian Reyes is shown crashed. Brian Reyes misses pit entrance. This still so far no yellow flag thrown, but that is going to be, I would imagine, a pit lane penalty. Here comes Colin Grace. Let's see how many seconds he's got. 1, 2, count them 3, count them 4, count them 5. It's still going 6, 7, maybe even an 8-second advantage over Colin Grace over Angel Delgado. And here comes Trenton Johns, Trenton Johns has not made his pit stop here just yet. So now It is a 10-second differential between Colin Grace and Angel Delgado. It is more than 1,600 I rating that separates our race leader right now, Colin Grace and Angel Delgado. Keep your eye on that gap. It's already starting to shrink here. Delgado putting down some very, very fast opening laps on this stint. He has already shed almost a whole second on this gap between P1 and P2. Delgado is flying. Delgado is on rails. Delgado is in the wall. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, race fans. We are getting to the nitty-gritty here on Stam Studio Network. It's Angel Delgado. He has now gained 2 seconds and 1 lap over the race leader, Colin Grace. If Colin Grace is able to make this race happen, the number 27, he will be popping the virtual champagne, or even popping the real-life champagne for days. But it's going to be a lot easier said than done here. As Angel Delgado still, look at this, now down to 6.5, 6.6, maybe 6, 7 seconds back. Delgado, he's right back up there with him. He's now down to 6 seconds. Let's hop on board with them. We're going to compare this speed and pace to what we saw with Delgado on old and used racing Eagles. Here we go, through 3 and 4. This time by Delgado, he's going to opt to run that outside seam, get those right side tires, slide them up on that seam, slide them up through the racetrack. Here we go out of turn number 4 across the stripe to complete lap 124. Let's see what Delgado does into turn 22 with all this grip under his tail. Delgado is driving this racetrack exactly how he wants to, but he has lap traffic up there in front of him. He does not throw the wheel to the left a little bit too early. Mike Chapman, there's nothing that Mike could have done there. Angel maybe could have jerked that wheel to the left maybe a 1/10 of a second sooner there and maybe made the pass action happen. But it's you know what it is. It's exactly what it looks like and sounds like. I think it's a game of risk versus reward here as we continue to dwindle a little bit closer towards white checkered flag. Angel Delgado, he knows that he has the speed. He knows that he has this pace. This is up there, available onto one of the black boxes, available to each and every single one of these drivers here. Angel Delgado now 1.2 seconds back from our race leader, Colin Grace. Colin Grace, he's got that, I believe, teammate right there behind him of Nicholas Rode. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm still learning the teams. Nicholas Rode, there's nothing that he can do. Look at Delgado. Go, go, go. Here comes Delgado. He's loose as a goose there to turn number 2. Let's see what Delgado can size up in 3 and 4. Down to there at a Colin Grace. Drivers on the same strategy, on the same tire call, on the same fuel call. This is just pace here. This is 1,600 oval I rating differential. This is 3,000 oval I rating going to work here. As Angel Delgado, he's gotten himself ever so closer. He's within striking distance here this upcoming lap. Colin Grace, now he gets loose as a goose. He's going to leave the outside line open. Colin Grace maybe even just give it a point by there for Delgado, as Grace knows how fast this 90 is. Delgado from the race lead earlier, from leading 77 laps to a pit entrance penalty, to a hold penalty, almost down a whole lap. It's now the 90, back up and into the race lead. Angel Delgado, he won this race just 1 year ago in the Penny Pleasers Cup. Well, he's running right where he finished this race just 1 year ago, and it's up there in P1. Real quick, while we have a brief moment there after that starts to calm down here, we got to get Billy Bob, the forklift driver, out here off of his smoke break, off and on to the forklift, as we're going to see Brian Reyes. Yeah, this is Reyes this time down here. Almost, remember how Delgado got that pit stop entrance penalty earlier on in the race? Here's Reyes. Wow! Oh, that is a tough angle. So I actually misspoke. I think Brian Reyes is going to able to maybe not get a penalty from this because he hit the pit commitment line, but he did not hit the pit. Yeah, look at his steering wheel all the way 180 degrees to the left right there. We'll kind of get a better shot at it this time. You're Darlington, one of the most toughest to enter pit lanes under green flag conditions, and we've seen why here from quite a few of our front runners here within the race season. Oh, sparks flying out of that front left suspension. Something under the hood for that Reyes Racing machine. That's going to be quite a bit of. That's going to be probably a whole minute or two, maybe even 2.5 minutes to fix up there. I've never seen that. Look at the sparks fly out kind of the front left, either suspension or frame rail. Something's dragging up there on that front left. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, there's only 27 laps to go. It's still Delgado out here and out up front. We still have we still got quite a bit of you joining us down there live in YouTube land. 90 exclamation points. Thank you for that, Jonah. Dinosaur Egg, says Ricardo Cano. Ted Wilbur says, you missed out, Terry. We just had Coke floats. Oh, man. Ted, I'm missing out here. Maybe we'll make that one a late birthday present. Ted, if you got yourself a copy, I think I'll be free Tuesday if you want to do a late birthday lunch or something there. That works with me. Back and on to some more YouTube lands there. Jonah, Ricardo, Ted, Travis Farmer still joined us. Travis Farmer, he's sectioning and driving at upwards of 150, 100. What's the top speed? Yeah, 160 miles an hour tonight. All jokes aside, I think Farmer's doing another commercial flag. But how about Travis Farmer? He's trying to put down 2 back-to-back P4 finishes for the Darlington Raceway. He finished P9 last week from the Martinsville Speedway, and he's sitting up there, I think, pretty respectful in the overall. Oh my God, the point standings! But I just noticed, man, his left rear tire is completely cambered and pointed the wrong way. Travis Farmer looks like he's still crab walking it up and down the straightaways here tonight. Yeah, look at that left rear tire there. It's like pointed inwards towards the outside wall. I don't know how Travis Farmer's still got this thing out here on the racetrack, let alone is running this pace that he is. Look at the front steering inputs as well. Travis Farmer, he is. Let's hear it for Travis Farmer down there. That's Zipper in the live YouTube chat. Farmer, he's putting it to this NASCAR Gen 6 machine. What is made of I mean, sheet metal and suspension that's hard to break in these Gen 6 racing machines. Well, Travis Farmer, he's running his number 9 on it like a tank. That is he's running that tank out of gas here tonight. Only 23 laps to go, and Farmer still up to P5. That's really going to help him within those overall point standings. Just real quick. Oh, that's a roll. Apologies there. As real quick, we'll take, if you're just now joining us live here on Stam Studio Network, well, first of all, my name is Sean Stam, and I welcome you. I appreciate each and every single one of you. These are our point standings here before the race started. Angel Delgado, Nicholas Road, Kilbashi, and Grace, Durham Jr., Reyes, Johnson. And there's Farmer. Although he was running in the top 6 point standings before last week at Martinsville, he now runs 8th in the point standings before Darlington. But with this kind of 5th running position here tonight for Travis Farmer, I almost wonder if that's going to rocket him maybe 1, maybe even 2 positions gained up there in the point standings. As here comes Virgil Perryman. Virgil Perryman, the comic book kind of Batman-inspired number 42. He's had a lot of speed, a lot of pace tonight. Virgil, he's kept it out on track. He has gained, I think, he's gained 1 position from Nicholas Road, and if there should be enough laps gained here if Brian Reyes keeps it off the racetrack. Virgil Perryman should be able, yeah, there he goes. He now passes Brian Reyes. Now Virgil, he's up to P10. He keeps the 42 machine out and alive on the racetrack here from tonight from Darlington Raceway. I know the racers, I know the race fans, and the league owners. That goes a long, long way back there behind the scenes. Virgil keeps it out there on track, keeps running with really respectful pace as well. Puts down a 30.53 last lap. Our race leader, Andrew Delgado, back to the race lead. He's only his best lap is only his last lap was only a 30.02. So probably starting to look like he's starting to dwindle things down here, but maybe starting to save a little bit of tires and fuel as we work our way with only 19, count them, 19 left to go. Yeah, he really dumped the throttle pedal there out of turn number 2 at for kind of compromised that throttle pedal and speed for that the left turning capabilities of these Gen 6 NASCARs. Once again, with the Gen 6, it's so low downforce available to you, as well as such high horsepower available to you. It's a really, really tough, hard combination here tonight from a track like Darlington. There's a reason they call it the track too tough to tame. And with Colin Grace now at about 4.20 seconds back, if we take a look at this lap time history, hey, lap 136, that doesn't go without saying for Colin Grace. He was faster than our race leader, but lap 137 through lap 140, it's starting to look a little bit more like Valentine's Day down there. That's a lot of red if you're Colin Grace. Let's see what he does here on lap 41 after Colin Grace makes his way across the stripe. Hey, that's what I was just about to... it's visual. This is a visual game that is starting to close, at least within the timing and scorings. You would hope so, because it's just numbers. But for the cardboard cutout fans here tonight, we'll I think we have this one's going to be a good shot of it here. Coming across the stripe, here comes Delgado, and then here comes Reyes. Excuse me, Grace. How fast? My God. It's muscle memory as well as what is it? What's the word? Memory here tonight. I bet it's also Trenton Johns up to P3. He's gained 3 positions since not only the drop of the race. It's if we could call an overall position count here on the Trenton Johns machine, it's probably more like 23 positions gained for the number 28. Remember, he started up here in, I think it was 6th position. It was 6th position. Fell back after the really, really heavy contact on the front of his front nose. And then now, Trenton John is up there in that final driver interview position with all due respect. But I mean, I thought Logan Perryman, he had the pace to make that final driver interview position happen. Now Logan Perryman's just now making his way through turns 3 and 4. Angel Delgado makes his way out of turns 3 and 4. Excuse me, that was Perryman into 1 and 2. This is Delgado out of 3 and 4. Delgado, he's only got a 4-second gap over Colin Grace, but he has continued to throw within the favor of Colin Grace within these closing laps. What was 4.3 seconds gap? It was 4.2 seconds gap. Now to it was 4.4. It had actually closed down to 3.7. But Colin Grace, I think Colin actually compromised a little bit of corner entrance speed for that corner exit. He really hammered it down there, really, really deep in the corner entrance. But doing that, you're pinned up down there on the outside wall. You're not able to find that throttle pedal just as soon as you'll be able to be. And now it looks like Colin Grace, he's showing even more ethical wheel. He's showing even more racecraft right there as he lets the 07 of Mike Chapman by. Mike Chapman, who now sits 18 laps down behind our race leader, but still shown P8 overall. All of these drivers that are still shown, I mean, 3 lap, 4 lap, 9, 13, 18 laps down. They're still all fighting for their right to party, all still chasing that number 90 of Angel Delgado. It's only 3.1 second gap here. It continues to shrink. What was a 4.0 second gap for Angel Delgado, it is now a 3.1 second gap for Colin Grace. This race for the lead is still not over, ladies and gentlemen. Angel Delgado, I think he's still trying to do everything that he can to save some speed, save some pace, and most importantly of all, save some fuel within that number 90 machine. It is now 3.1 seconds across the stripe. Lap 146, lap 144, lap 143. Now look at 147. Colin Grace has been faster these last 4 out of 5 laps. The gap has now fallen back down to a 3.4 second gap. I don't think you can count Colin Grace out of this thing here just yet. Let's hop on board with Colin Grace here for a whole lap. Let's see what his lines look like through 1 and 2, as well as P3 and There's Angel Delgado, only shown 2 cars up in front of him. As Colin Grace is going to have to make his way down and across Mike Chapman, who has shown 18 laps down. Mike Chapman should show a little bit of racecraft there, as he knows P1 is right up there in front of him, and P2 is right there behind him. Colin Grace makes the outside line happen, like we've seen time and time again for each one of these drivers out of 3 and 4. That Ally Chevrolet Camaro number 27, he's still got the closing race speed, but within that last lap, it looks like Angel Delgado, he was able to find a little bit of something. 8 coming to 7 laps to go here between these 2 drivers. It's still Colin Grace, it's still Angel Delgado, and Mike Chapman still separated by 18 laps between these 2 drivers. He's only separated between these 2 drivers by 1 position, as there you see Mike Chapman by about, I'd call that 10, maybe 20 car lengths there, back behind Angel Delgado. Then you got Colin Grace probably about 20 to 30 car lengths behind him. Colin Grace, Angel Delgado, now the gap widens back out to about 4.4 seconds, but with 7 laps to go, it's not only if Angel Delgado is able to put lap after lap and time after time down here tonight, but it's as well as who is the next lap traffic that the numbers 90 is going to have to deal with. Looking up there on the track map there on the top right of the screen, it's going to be the driver in the 4th position, Logan Perryman. And that is saying something tonight. That is how fast Angel Delgado is in these Gen 6 Cup cars and the breast cancer awareness number 90 Ford Mustang for Grandma. He is put down all the way up to P2. Everybody won that down, and he's looking to take away one more position away from, one more lap from Colin Grace, as we have now reached 5 laps to go here from the track too tough to tame, the track that is the lady in black. Colin Grace, he is still P2, doing everything that he can to try and work his way back up into this race lead, but continues to lose seconds after seconds after seconds. Colin Grace might have to be content with running second place here tonight, as Trenton Johns, Logan Perryman, and Travis Farmer now work their way to 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. Angel Delgado, it's been the last season of the Penny Fleecers Cup. He won this race as we started to crest our way a little bit closer towards those playoffs and championship standings. Angel Delgado, he was up there in the championship race. I remember it so vividly. Lost to a late race caution. I remember also so vividly that live driver camera. Angel was defeated. He had his friends and family members down there out and around him to kind of say, hey, you'll be back for some more racing. You'll be back next season. At the time, they didn't know it would be called the Overdrive Cup Series, but right now, Angel Delgado, there's still 2 left to go. There's still about 2.5 miles to go, but he is looking to make some very much needed redemption action happen here. Angel Delgado leading in the point standings. Angel Delgado leading here tonight. Only 2 laps to go from the lady in black, the track too tough to tame. Let's see if Angel can tame it all here tonight as he continues to pull away from Colin Grace. Trenton Johns, 3 laps down. Logan Perryman, 3 laps down. Travis Farmer, 9 laps down. That's who make up your top 5. 2 laps to go. Here we go for the second to final time tonight out of turn number 4. Angel Delgado, he's got the white flag in his name. Its white flag is out. 1 lap to go here from Darlington Raceway. Angel Delgado, he's got 2 more turns to go. Just keep it out the wall. It's a 7-second gap there to Colin Grace. Trenton Johns back there, 3 laps gap. Angel Delgado, the 2 final corners from the Darlington Raceway in the number 90 Ford Mustang. Breast cancer awareness. It's all for Grandma. Angel Delgado goes back to back from the Darlington Raceway. Here he comes across the stripe. Gets it done. It's all unofficially official here tonight. Angel Delgado back to back from the Darlington Raceway. Colin Grace comes across the stripe P2. Trenton Johns, Logan Perryman, Travis Farmer making it up top 5 there. Michael Durham Jr., Ryan Kalbashian, but he gonna pancake the outside wall there to P7. Mike Chapman, P8, Michael Ponder Jr., P9, and Virgil Perriman, P10. Stick with us here on STAM Studio Network, everybody. We'll get those top 3 driver interviews as well as those unofficial, official race results here in just a few moments' time. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations to Angel Delgado. Burn it down, down, down. Well-deserved back-to-back win from Darlington Raceway. Our pole sitter. He's now in victory lane. We're going to chat with Mr. Angel Delgado in a couple moments' time. Congratulations to that number 90 machine as well as Lumen Motorsports coming away with another victory here within the Overdrive Cup Series season. Congratulations to Angel Delgado. Alrighty, as I'm moseying my own way on over to those top 3 driver interview positions, we'd like to just appreciate each and every single one of you again here for coming out tonight on STAM Studio Network, from the drivers to the league owners to race control, as well as everybody down there in YouTube land. Don't go anywhere down there in YouTube land. We have another broadcast coming up your way in just a few moments' time. After our top 3 driver interviews here, here's our unofficial official race results. It's going to be Angel Delgado with the race win. Colin Grace with a fast GPM machine tonight finishes P2. Trenton Johns P3. Logan Perryman, Travis Farmer, Michael Duran Jr., Ryan Kilbashian, Mike Chapman, Michael Ponder Jr., Virgil Perryman rounding at the top 10. Brian Reyes, Nicholas Rode, and Corey Calfers Jr. who round out the top 13.
Well,
hey, Colin Grace. This is Sean Stam live down here in virtual top 3 driver interview booth. Get yourself a copy, man.
Yes, I do.
Well, Colin, you had some lights out speed, some lights out pace here tonight, but man, Angel, he was, I guess, turned out the lights a little bit quicker. All jokes aside, Colin, very nice run here for you tonight, gaining 11 spots since the drop of the green. How did you get this P2 done here tonight, man?
Yeah, well, if you notice, I had no qualifying time. That was actually that was part of my strategy. I wanted to start at the back because I was worried with how slick it was on cold tires. I was worried there was going to be a lot of chaos at the first couple laps, and indeed there was. So, but yeah, in the end, it was just me and Angel trying to battle it out for saving fuel, and I guess he was able to save a little better. We were both 3 laps short on our last stop, so
wow,
it was close.
Man, I call that more than close here, Colin. That's even more immaculate that you were able to make yourself and make that P2 happen there. 3 laps shorts. You're trying to chase down Angel Delgado coming to the line. We saw the kind of point by, or at least I think it was a little bit of a point by, as you saw that speed differential for Angel. Colin, is there anybody who you kind of like to shout out, or kind of, you know, makes this P2 all happen here for you tonight?
Well, obviously, every time I'm up here, I like to shout out my team. It's great group of guys I've been racing with, that being Brian, Samuel Litchfield, who sadly couldn't make it tonight, Corey Calfers, and Travis, our newest member of the team. But yeah, just fun race here. I love long run races. They're always fun, trying to see who can save fuel the best, and yeah, it was a fun one.
Man, it was fun once we started getting those long runs in. We appreciate you taking the time, Colin. Congratulations on a P2 finish tonight, man.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to mosey on over down to P3, and then we'll throw it back up to P1. But, hey, Trenton Johns, this is Sean Sam live down here, virtual top 3 driver victory lane. Got something copy, man?
Sure do.
Well, Trenton, how about it? We saw some argy-bargy, some contact earlier on in the race off the front nose that you had, no business being a part of there. I don't even think you knew it was coming as fast as that came down there on your front nose. But you finished at P3 here tonight. Trenton, how did you make this top 3? How'd you get it done here tonight?
Had a rough quarter of the race. I just tried to keep my tires good and keep enough fuel in the car. So tried to avoid as much as I could, but a couple of those times it was a bit unlucky. To be honest, I have no idea how I got to P3. I just looked and realized I was there, so I just tried to keep it consistent and stay off the wall and keep them all going straight. So.
Well, you're going to do just that here tonight, Trenton. It was a nice run. Congratulations on your top 3 finish. That's going to help out in the chase and the point standings as well. Trenton, I think, yeah, you're our second and only Toyota Camry out here tonight. But to put that puppy up on the podium, that's got to feel pretty good for you. Trenton, who'd you like to shout out to? Who gets this podium finish done here for you tonight at Darlington?
I'd like to thank my whole team, MTL Motorsports, you know, Ponder, Michael Durham, Logan Perriman, and Virgil Perriman. You know, I couldn't have done it without them being out here helping me out and just racing with me.
Man, the track too tough to tame. You're gonna tame it for P3 here tonight, Trenton. Congratulations, and I hope you have a great rest of your night, man.
Thank you.
All right, we've waited here for it. It's time to throw it down to the man, to the myth. He's also a legend here in the Overdrive Cup Series. It's Angel Delgado. Angel, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir. Got a copy. Yes, sir.
Holy guacatouille. Started first, ended first, probably led, I think it's like 87 laps. Angel, you make Darlington happen once again. You call it your own. You put a little B2A on the track, too tough to tame. How did you get it done in the number 90 tonight?
Oh, man. All race, just had the pace all race, and then the mistake on pit road really set me back. And from then, I was like, there's no way I'm going to make up 20 seconds on my own. Thankfully, you know, car pulled through, made it through traffic. When I caught Virgil, I was like, okay, I'm 15 seconds back. I still have a lot of time. But then entering pits, I made up a bunch of time on Collins. So I was like, if I get out at least less than like 10 seconds behind them, there's a chance. And when I came out, as Colin said, 3 laps short. So I'm like, okay, I got to focus on catching him, going through traffic, and being able to make it to the end of the race. And glory to God that we were able to make it happen. Ran out of gas trying to do my burnouts. Had Ryan push me back to the pits. Crazy race. Good race from everybody. Nice long run there. So I appreciate that from everybody.
Man, right there with you, Angel. We appreciate those long green flag runs as well, especially when it's that last run to the stripe. And that's a great segue into the next kind of question as well, Angel. You made up time, and you also made up a 3-lap gap, 3 lap shorts on the pits. How do you weigh out the pros and cons of pushing here, but also trying to save a little fuel there?
It's a lot of clutch management, I'll tell you that. Man, my clutch was to the floor entering the corners for about 30 laps.
Oh my God.
But I knew I was like, if I can at least get half a lap, I'll at least run out coming to the line. But then also trying to manage closing down a 10-second gap. So, you know, it would show I was good, so I would push, but then I would go back to not making it. So then I would have to save and go back to it would make it. And then I had this lot of mind games, a lot of playing around with the pedals and stuff while also trying to gain time. Once I passed Colin, I was like, okay, now just straight save. But every time he would push, I would push, so then that would put me back underneath. So, but really good battle with Colin. Shout out to him, and just good night in general.
Man, great night in general, Angel. Before I let you get to popping that champagne here tonight within the iRacing universe, who we shouting out to makes this win all possible? Hey, these back-to-back wins at Darlington wins all possible.
Daniel, of course, you know, for this whole operation, his team. The designs, Elysium Performance, Dubby, Lawson, Cat Automotive, Moza Racing Products, my parents, friends and family back home watching. Great to be able to have an opportunity to do this in front of a lot of good people.
Well, that's really well said there, Angel. Hopefully when you get back to watching the broadcast back here, if you were listening, I said that this was kind of a redemption run, not necessarily for anything this season, but I think last season now that this is starting to kind of be a story to be said here. You're still continuing to run up in the top point standings. Not to put any pressure on you here or anything, but it's fun to see. It's got to put the respect on your name, and can't wait to see you where you find yourself at the end of this race season, man.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad I can put on a showing for you guys. You guys always do a great job with the broadcasting. We all appreciate it.
Angel, that goes a long, long ways back there behind the scenes. I'll pass you the champagne here. Get to popping it here, and congratulations once again. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, sim racing fans of all ages, that's just going to about to do it for us on Stam Studio Network. But don't go anywhere. And just, what is it, like 20 minutes, I have another broadcast here for the Midwest Elite Racing ARCA Series. They round out their regular season at the Milwaukee Mile and head off into playoff season. So make sure you're going to be, want to make your way around for that. We appreciate you, each and every single one of you. Once again, congratulations, Angel, Colin, and Trenton on the top 3 finishing positions. Podium belongs to you. Thank you once again, Ricardo, Lightning Storm Broadcasting, also known as Jonah Espy, Fiona, Travis Farmer, Terry, Ted, Jackson, each and every single one of you down there live in YouTube land. Hopefully I see you in the next broadcast, and until then, hopefully you drive your virtual cars home safe, fly those virtual flights home safe. I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.